Quick roll call before we get started.
I'm tzann.
I'm Mohoc.
I'm Leonard.
And I'm Kane. I run this game as well, but not very well. So, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. Great, so I've got a lot of talking to do right at the start of the game because we're going to be skipping 2 levels in this run. One of them we're going to skip straight away by using the self-destruct button, which is conveniently implemented in the game for us. We get teleported to Space Station 1, the first level, and then immediately we're going to return back to the ship because our save point didn't get set yet. That's really all you have to do to skip the first level. After that, they're going to make their way to the first level we actually do, which is Space Station 2, by heading down to the left. So I'm going to come back to that big skip a bit later, because we're going to use it to also skip a second level called the Gravitron. In order to skip that, we're basically going to need to teleport back to the end of Space Station 1, where we normally would have teleported out. For the time being, though, it's just a matter of optimizing overworld movement. They're heading in now. So there's a gimmick of Space Station 2. There are moving platforms, fading platforms, and conveyor belts. Towards the start of the level, there's a couple of pretty tight strats which they're going to go for. Tzann, which is the screen in the middle, is going to be going for a strat called Plain Sailing, where he tries to get about 1 second time save by setting up his alignment. Doesn't get it. Probably going to go for it again. I think on Gordian Knot, which is the screen that's just coming up on Mohoc, the left runner, he's going to be going for the frame perfect flip between these two. Nice. So that saves like a second and a half. There's something you can do in this game called buffering. If you press the flip button up to like half a second before you touch the ground and hold it, then you'll flip as soon as you touch the ground. So we use that in the room called Lighter Than Air, just there, to do like a double buffer that lets you skip a cycle. It's pretty helpful. There's kind of just a lot of waiting in Pick Yourself Down there. It's a slow room. Normally it's a lot slower. We had a cycle skip for it, but there's not a lot you can do to speed it up anymore.
Do we have time for a few donations?
You can probably get a couple in, yeah.
Alright, so we got $5 from PokeCrafter64 saying, "Hi tzann, if you do the death warp and this will make you flip, I'll donate more money." Do it, boy! Also, thanks to the people who donated for getting the no 7 quid incentive up, but we need the Gravitron one too. We have $50 from Henry Tees saying, "Hi ESA 2018. Thanks for today's program. VVVVVV, Boshi and TGM. Shigan, thanks to you. You don't disappoint me during the Isaac race." We also have $10 from Remindo saying, "Thank you for doing all of these great runs, and I hope we raise enough for the kids." We also have $25 from Emoji saying, "Greetings from USA. Glad to see my first speed game here. Let's see the Gravitron."
Alright, so all 3 of our runners are now done with Space Station 2. They're making their way to the next level in the overworld called the Warp Zone, and now's a pretty good time to talk about something called corner cutting. So in this game, when you flip off of a surface, you immediately go to your maximum vertical speed. So it's a lot faster if you're trying to like get to a certain height in order to progress, as opposed to falling off of something at which you accelerate to your maximum speed. So what we want to do is we want to try and flip so that we perfectly cut past a corner. And that saves about 1 frame, I think it is, every time you do it. It's not a huge amount of time, obviously, but there's actually a ton of opportunities we can do it in the run, especially on the way to Warp Zone now. If you watch Mohoc's screen, he's going to try and get... There's a little buffer set up on these blue screens that lets him perfectly cut the corner there. The gimmick of the Warp Zone is that the screens wrap. There are like certain directions, either left, right, or up, down, like on this first screen here. There's also these warp tokens, which basically just teleport you to another place in another room. There's going to be a little trick we can do involving those that tzann is going to be doing on a screen a little later in the level, so I'll call that out when it comes up. For the time being, though, the level is mainly just about cycles. It's about getting fast cycles where you can, and waiting for them when you can't. There is a little cycle here on the Obey screen that Mohoc's on right now, and he gets it. It's quite hard to get, you need a pretty fast turnaround, and there's a little skip here as well on Shockwave Rider. Nah, that sucks. It's just barely possible if you go fast enough on this room here to touch the enemy right at the end. It's extremely tight. Mohoc's coming up to the end where there's a bunch of these warp tokens. There's going to be a bunch of really fast rooms here. And right at the end, there is a super tight strat on the room. That's why I have to kill you. There's a bunch of ways to do it quickly. See if he gets the edge flip. No. He gets like the second fastest way there, which is about like 3/10 slower. So tzann is on this will make you flip. He's going for a death warp strat. Nice. So if you self-destruct on exactly the frame that you touch the warp token, then you instead appear on the next room in the place of the checkpoint on the previous room. And on that room in particular, it lets you skip pretty much the whole room, so it's really fast. So Leonard's just finishing up Warp Zone now for himself. They're on the way to the third level in the game, which is the tower. Well, the third level we do in the run anyway. Tower's an auto-scroller. Auto-scrollers, obviously in speedruns, are very popular, everyone loves them. Fortunately, we can actually speed this auto-scroller up. If you watch Mohawk stream a little bit in to the tower, we're going to see our first instance of what we usually just call a checkpoint skip. If you die when you touch a checkpoint, the screen is going to scroll to a certain point so that you can carry on playing the tower, because, you know, the typical average player does die in this level. So the screen needs to be set to a point where they can continue playing. And right now, Mohawk's going to try and dive while touching the checkpoint. And you can see that scrolls the screen upwards. If you do it fast enough, it actually saves quite a bit of time. And there's 6 instances of that. One of them saves less time than the others. They're all going to be... Yeah, they're all currently in the tower. This is the second instance on Mohawk's screen right now. They're not too hard. You can either do them manually by pressing the self-destruct button, or ideally, what you want to do is touch the spikes that appear at the top of the screen when you go too fast. And that's actually the optimal way of getting those skips. Pretty nice from all the runners so far. There's honestly not a lot of other stuff going on in the tower, so if you have any donations, now's a good time to read them.
We have $10 from Anonymous saying, I hope tzann wins Kappa Pride. And we have $25 from Anonymous without a comment. Also a quick update on the Gravitron showcase incentive. It's not been met yet, but we have $340 to go. So boys are gonna wrap up soon. So if you want to get that in, better speed up.
Alright, so coming up on Mohawk's screen, currently in the lead, is going to be the intermission level, the first intermission level of the game that we do. The game basically checks, every time you do a crewmate, it checks how many crewmates has this person rescued so far, and on Mohawk right now that's 3. We've rescued Vitellery from Space Station 2, Verdigris from the Warp Zone, and now Vermilion from the tower. And this is going to send us to the intermission, which is basically this escort mission. Vermilion is going to come along with us. He will only move while we are on the ground. While we're on the ceiling, he won't. So there's a bunch of rooms where that comes up with some interesting things. There's one particularly notorious room called Not As I Do, which features a very, very, very difficult strat that saves, like, 7 seconds over the next slowest strat, so it's like... It's very much worth doing if you can get it consistently, but it's also very hard to get consistently. Mohawk's just coming up on it right now. Ah, dang. You gonna go for it again? Yeah, that's right. There you go! That's really, really tight. So, this room here, the Mohawk's on right now, we deliberately self-destruct when we get Vermilion down there, and then we just appear back at the checkpoint, saves a bit of time. There's a little bit of optimization in the route. We have to specifically do the tower when we do the tower, because Vermilion actually has the least amount of text in the cutscenes during the animation. Nice. Alright, so this is the second half of the big skip in this run. We skipped one level earlier. Mohawk just teleported back to the end of Space Station 1, because we saw the room in Space Station 2 when we went past, and that actually activates the teleporter. As a result, we can teleport back there, then we teleport out, and what that does is it triggers the flag on Violet. Now, normally, having rescued your 4th crew member, you'd be sent to the Gravitron, but because there is a cutscene after rescuing Violet, because you would usually rescue her first in the run, and tzann is just doing this now as well, because you would usually rescue her first in the run, you buffer out a self-destruct, the cutscene stops the check from triggering, and instead of being sent to the Gravitron, we aren't sent to the Gravitron, and that saves about 1.5 minutes. So it turns out it's pretty good. the lab is the last main level in the game, and we're going to save the 5th crewmate. After that is final level, where we save the 6th crewmate ourselves. So what Mohoc just did there is something called a line clip. These little white lines that you're seeing, they flip you when you touch them. However, due to a little bit of janky coding, it's actually possible to clip through one by double tapping the flip button, but you can only do it on lines that are suitably close to the ground. There's one of those here in the lab, and there are 3 of them in the final level, so I'll mention them when they show up again. Tzann is doing his now, first try, that's really nice. Alright, so there's a setup here in this room for something called I'm Sorry Skip. I think that might be good. No, 1 frame off on Mohoc's end. Basically, if you go frame perfectly past the enemies in Kids' Age bouts, you will be set up on a fast cycle, which saves a little bit of time there. Tzann's going to be going for it in just a sec. And Mohoc is done with lab and ready to move on to final level. Let's see if Tzann gets it. That looks good. Yeah, there you go. So that saves like 0.6 seconds. It's kind of a swag strat, or at least it used to be. Now it's almost necessary for world record. There's a strat in this room, the Living Dead End. Oh no. That's a bad death to take because we skip checkpoints on the way there because it's just faster not to touch them. Leonard's just gonna get the normal cycle on I'm sorry there.
I'm sorry.
There we go. So that's lab finished now for Tzann as well. And also for Leonard. So final level is what you're seeing on Mohoc's screen right now. It's grey and boring for a bit, and then when you finish it, it's non-grey and when you get halfway through, it's non-grey and non-boring. It's got gimmicks from basically all the levels, so it's got conveyor belts, it's got all of that jazz. You flip off the top of that that block there, because it gives you a like fast cycle on the next room, Vertigo. There's a line clip here if he does it. Oh. There you go. First try, we'll call it first try. We're going to kill ourselves just as we touch this teleporter, or the terminal even, and then it's just going to send us back to the checkpoint. Saves a bit of time. So Mohoc's onto the second half of the final level. So we've got, we've got conveyor belts, we've got more lines, more line clips, which are giving Mohoc a bit of trouble.
I hate them.
They are really, really, really horrible. Especially if you're on a keyboard you're not used to. Nice first try from Tzann. That's 2 first tries so far. So there's a couple of auto-scroller rooms in this as well. That's the first one. There's a buffer strat. There's another buffer strat in this room here in Heaven's Gate. Means we can just hold right for the first bit. And this is the last major room of the run here for Mohoc. Final challenge. Aptly named. Nice. Are you going to get the death? No, going the safe way. Mohoc's coming up on time in a bit. It's going to be when the IGT pops up on screen. Nice. GG. $12.24. That's really not bad.
Yeah.
Tzann is just coming up as well, into the last room. Leonard not too far behind either. Nice, GG. Sub 13. And Leonard is just bringing up the rear. Not too bad. So, the trinket right at the end is, you can't avoid it, you kind of just have to watch the trinket pickup cutscene.
It's so good.
And time. Not bad, not bad. Alright, that's any percent no telejumping. It takes about 13 minutes to 12 minutes to complete. World record is about 12:06 right now. There is another category in this game called any percent. It doesn't have the restriction that you're not allowed to telejump. It also doesn't have the restriction that you're not allowed to use something called text storage. With both of those things, it ends up being possible to complete this game in the region of 40 seconds. through what is basically a credit swap. So I think the guys are going to boot up. Oh, you on 2.0 already?
Yeah, we're already in
Oh,
2.0.
okay. So they're going to be going for what is a credit swap setup, and it's, yeah, like 40 to 50 seconds. So if you guys are all ready,
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. So there's kind of like a lot of stuff going on here. tzann is going to be doing a slightly faster route than the others are. Leonard and Mohoc are both going to go to a terminal by a teleporter, and then they're going to use that terminal and exit, basically buffer and exit on the game after pressing self-destruct, which is going to give them text storage. It's basically going to store the fact that they're in a terminal. They're also going to touch the teleporter there in the ship because they need to have that activated, so that they will respawn at that once they kill themselves at the terminal. You're having trouble with the...
Yeah, it's hard to count to 14 while people are talking.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Alright, so they're going to teleport, and then they're going to flip on specific frames. And yeah, Mohoc's got it.
Nice.
And that's the credit swap. That's VVVVVV.
Wait, where's God?
Did you break things?
I don't know.
I think we can probably blame the game on that.
I can still finish before tzann.
And
No, I can't.
tzann got it as well. Nice, there you go.
No. No.
Leonard's gonna give it another try.
Yeah, one more try.
It's pretty finicky. There's a lot that can go wrong. You can softlock and all those shenanigans. Text storage is really funky. If you've ever seen it in a game before, it's kind of even more funky in this one. Alright, Leonard's gonna give it one more go, and then I think, did you get it?
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna.
No, okay. I think we're gonna cut it there.
Yeah.
Alright, well, 2 out of 3 is not bad at all for that, honestly. So that's been VVVVV done quickly and then even quicklier. I've been a Kane. These guys have run. Congrats to Mohoc on winning, and that's it from us.
I just want to point out that, unfortunately, the Gravitron showcase incentive has not been met.
All right.